Welcome to Big Brother's Little Brother. It's day 19. You probably guessed that. That's why we've come up with a shot of me being halfway up this incongruously looking tower. The housemates have now been in isolation for 465 hours. That's 19 days and 28 minutes. I know that because I did GCSE maths and I've added it all up. Thank you very much to my maths teacher, Mr. Johnny Lorimer, circa 1989. But I digress, because the headlines today are the fact that the housemates nominated for the second time. Now, I'm sure, as you're well aware, you know that both Hare, Penny and Helen were nominated the first time round. Who's nominated this time round? Well, the big news today is that we've been told who'll be facing the voting public on Friday. The nominations this time round are, in alphabetical order, Paul and Stuart. Now then, Paul and Stuart. We're going to tell you officially that those are the two guys up for the nominations. If you're watching at 7, you can find out exactly who nominated who on the Channel 4 show tonight. However, if you're watching at 10:30, wasn't it great? I mean, did you see Helen's face? She couldn't believe she's going to be in there for another week. One person who isn't going to be in there for another week, but we're delighted to have us with us because she has been nominated out, is lovely Penny Ellis and editor of Heat, Mark Frith. Guys, welcome.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
I hope you're applauding the fact that I can walk and talk, as well as the fact we've been joined by the guys here. OK, now, Penny, you know the housemates better than anyone.
Yes.
Why do you think that Stuart and Paul have been nominated?
Ooh, Stuart and Paul. Well, very surprised by it, but I think they've been a bit laddish together, and I think that's probably irritated some of the friends that are still in there. So I think that's probably isolated them a bit from their friends.
You think that's happened recently, given the fact that Stuart wasn't nominated at all in the first week?
Well, I mean, they had me to sort of bounce off a bit, you know, not really, but, you know, they had me to sort of, still got a bit of jiving going on between me and Paul and stuff. Now they've just got the two of them left to be sort of laddish together and be a bit proud and be a little bit sort of with their in-jokes. So, I don't know, maybe people are seeing them for what they are, I don't know.
The one thing I would say, even though we can't tell you who's nominated who yet, one thing I would say is you will be surprised. And given that, do you think they're surprised they've been nominated?
I think they're absolutely surprised. I think probably Stuart is totally horrified internally. And I think Paul's completely dumbfounded, really.
OK, Mark, you were... Sorry.
Emphasis on the word dumb.
Sorry, I'm a bit gutted I didn't cut you off in time, actually. Your opinion, not mine. OK, now, Mark, you're a Big Brother aficionado, you love it. Who do you think the public will side with this week?
I think that Stuart's gone. I think Stuart is seen as a little bit shady. It's interesting, isn't it, that he's gone, as you said earlier, from no votes to loads of votes this time. And I think that people have realised that he's got a bit of a plan. He's a bit of a plotter. I think a lot of people are reminded of Nasty Nick from last year. And because this lot have seen the show once before, which last year's lot didn't have the luxury of doing, I think they kind of sense a Nasty Nick in their midst, realise that he's a bit of a plotter, and have decided kind of almost en masse to try and vote him out. He just seems a bit shady to me, whereas Paul, I don't think, has annoyed enough people. He hasn't, probably of the 10 of them, he's probably had the least presence.
Yeah, it's been quite innocuous, hasn't he?
He has, absolutely. It was either a game plan or either he's, you know, he just wants to sit back or does list interesting things. I don't know.
It's strange, though, that everyone is comparing Stuart to Nasty Nick, even though the fact that he's quite posh and is over 35 it seems to be the only direct comparison you can have.
Yeah, but it's a manner thing, isn't it? He just seems a bit shady and a bit plotting, and now people didn't suss it out with Nasty Nick last year, but they're seeing that kind of characteristics and thinking he could be another Nasty Nick.
Now, who's annoyed you so far? The habits of the housemates. Tell me about that. Has anyone really sort of wound you up personally?
There's some incredible ones. And Narinda moans. I don't know whether that's a bad habit, but she just moans endlessly in a high-pitched voice. She also preens herself all the time. Helen is a terrible eater. In fact, they're all absolutely appalling eaters. Josh, obviously we've only seen him for a couple of days, but picks at his feet. I don't know if you've seen that. Absolutely disgusting habit, which also doesn't fit in with kind of how Josh is, because it's the body beautiful.
Absolutely,
he's trying to look a bit cool for men and for women, and it just seems kind of a really odd thing to do.
OK, well, we have a little montage of some very bad habits. Take a look at this.
Oh my God, excuse me.
Pardon me. Excuse me.
I can't believe that. That's just so unladylike, isn't it? And I do adore Dean, but I have to say that whole guitar thing's driving me nuts as well. So our talking point today is what winds you up about the housemates? What winds you up about the housemates? Give us a call, 0870 901 9070, littlebrother@e4.com. Right now, with a sense of trepidation, and fair to say that, I think, over to Penny in the gallery.
Hi, we're really, really pleased to have Aidan Hansel with us. Hi, a senior producer of the show. It's lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Penny.
And what's been the mood of the house since the nominations, do you think?
Well, as I'm sure you know, it's been fairly tense. The boys, particularly the two boys who've been nominated, have been really kind of keeping it all in, I think, not really letting much away. Stuart made one comment about next time he makes the bread, he'll do something disgusting to it.
Oh, dear.
And Paul has been saying, I'm fine, no hard feelings, I'm absolutely fine.
Right.
But he's saying it so much, there's got to be something there, I think. I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, you think they're going to lose it? They're going to reveal their emotions, or?
I don't know. I think later on in the day we might ask them to come to the diary room just to try and find out what they're really feeling.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to lose it.
Okay, what have they been coping with the memory test? I mean, at least they've got that to keep them going.
They have. We're testing them tomorrow.
Right.
And they've been working very hard. The whole group's been working
Test
very
them on
hard.
Brian's birthday. That's a bit mean, isn't it?
It is a bit mean, it is, yeah. But we might give them a little treat as well.
Okay, I hope so.
I think so. But they're getting on fairly well with the memory task.
test,
Helen is probably finding it harder than the others.
Yeah, she did pick up on the CPR very sharply, though, didn't she? I think
She did. She was great in that task.
She was absolutely
very, very
great.
good.
So
yeah.
I just
She
think
came into her own. So.
Do you think anyone else might be a surprise fail at it?
Well, Stuart's particularly sort of confident that he's going to succeed, and he's been questioning everyone else and not really learning it that much himself. So
oh dear.
We'll be watching for his answers. I
Okay,
think.
what about Josh? Is he still as popular as ever?
Josh is tremendously popular. Ever since he came in the house, he's been amazingly popular.
Yeah.
I think Dean and Elizabeth, the mummy and daddy of the house,
They've
feel a
taken
little
those
bit.
roles, have they?
Well, they kind of have, yeah, and they feel a little bit threatened, I think.
And anything new? Anything else? Any other news?
Just Bubbles' indigestion.
Oh dear.
He had a nasty spot of indigestion earlier on today, but he's all better now.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for joining us, Aidan. Back to Dermot.
It's the Penny Ellis Show, da-da-da, yeah! It's my favourite part of the show now, favourite part of the show with my wonky bar. Ba-ba-bow. It is, we did pay loads of money for it. It's Big Brother lookalikes, which up to now are absolutely rubbish. Up for grabs this fantastic Big Brother calendar, only one of 10 made until Christmas, and then they'll be all over the streets of Kilburn. I can say that because I live there. There's lovely week 7, there's lovely Penny there. Doesn't she look nice? Doesn't she look nice? She does look nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so first up, they're so rubbish, I have to say, all right? You're not a lookalike if you have a nose and 2 eyes. This guy, my mate Dave Revell, looks like Bubble, or so I think. What do you think? There's Dave Revell. Look at him. Very nice. Looks a bit like a snooker player, actually. Okay, so the round robin start with, it's a picture of my friend Angela, who's a dead ringer for Amma. That's from Jane, Sonila and Naya. There is our lovely Amma. And there's that. They do. That's actually quite good. Okay, next up we have, in response to your heartfelt plea for some quality lookalikes, right, Pen? Here I am in all my glory. This guy's actually saying he looks himself. He says he looks like Paul. There is Paul. And there's Jim. Oh! He actually looks like Beaker. Would you snog Jim there?
No, I don't think. Not with that mouth.
The old
What's
Beaker
going on?
face.
Yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, Penny, you were going to absolutely love this, all right?
No.
I haven't actually got the email here, unfortunately. It doesn't say, but here we go.
Oh,
Here's
dear.
you.
Oh dear.
Here's your lookalike.
Oh, no.
It is spitting image, isn't it?
Oh,
That's Amanda Reader.
Oh,
Amanda Reader, we do have the email from Great
my
Yarmouth. Didn't
goodness.
she look like you?
Oh, she did. She did.
That's
Oh,
not a bad
dear.
thing. Keep them coming in if you want the calendar. Big Brother's Little Brother, Studio 1, 3 Mill Studios, 3 Mills Lane, London E3, 3DU. Now, I don't know if you were here yesterday. I know you were, in fact. Yesterday we previewed a potential blockbuster in a stew. Do you want to hold that up there for us?
Yeah, why not?
Lovely stuff. We decided that we should test out Stu's regime, so we popped down to a local... There we go, to the camera with the light on, darling. We popped down to a local East End gym to put them through the paces. Take a look at this.
Oh.
We unleashed the groundbreaking fitness showpiece on a local East End gym.
Hi there, my name's Andy. I'm the fitness manager here at our club, and we're really excited today because we've just received a new exclusive video called In a Stew Fitness Video.
The eager Keep Fitters get their buff mitts on our fresh new release and soon can't get enough of our master's body crunching antics, unanimously giving it a lip-free thumbs up. But with closer inspection, Stuart's regime starts to look decidedly flabby.
Doing that wrong. Not good form at all. Positions are wrong. Bad posture. weight's too heavy. Well, Stuart, what can I say? Top marks for trying to keep fit, but you're doing it all wrong. My opinion is, I think you're just doing it to try to pull the birds.
It's working for us. God bless that Stuart, turning him into a martyr, aren't we?
We are.
Nice wink, Pen.
Thank
Everyone
you.
sit down
It's for
there,
you, really.
okay? Oh. And warm down. Okay, talking point today, what winds you up about the housemates? Can we have a phone call first? Yeah, have a phone call. That's Joanna from Anglesey. Hello, Joanna.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. What winds you up about the housemates?
It has to be Ahmed, doesn't it?
Why?
With her farting.
With her farting?
Yeah.
But you
She
see...
has no shame.
I mean, there's a time and a place, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
And she doesn't. She's new in the house, and everyone doesn't know her, so and she just farts away all the time.
Do women do that? Because I was actually shocked and appalled when I saw that. I don't know any women that... Women, I just always assume walk out of the door.
They're usually more discreet.
Yeah,
than
sure.
she is.
Yeah.
There's a laugh and a joke, but you know, I wouldn't do it.
Do you genuinely think it will actually cost her quite dear?
It depends how smelly they are, really.
Good.
They weren't as smelly as Nazzers.
Were they not?
No, no.
Okay, cool. I'm very much enjoying the avenue of this conversation we're going down. But thank you very much for the call. Who's on the line next?
Hi, it's James.
Hi, James. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Excellent. Okay, who's annoying you? What's winding you up about the housemates?
Bubbles winding me up at the moment.
Why?
His Ali G impressions and the way he's trying to act like he's from East London when he's really just from Surrey.
Ah. That's the problem with living just outside London, though. Everyone does that, don't they? Okay, thank you very much, mate. That's very strong.
Cheers.
Okay, we've got an email here. Paul is a useless case. He says, yeah, far too much, especially at the end of his sentences. And when he said jacuzzi-tastic out in the garden, that put the final nail in the coffin. My toes are still cringing so much from that. That's from Tino in Glasgow. I've actually got that. Let's see, take a clip of it right now.
We are talking jacuzzi-tastic here.
Jacuzzi-tastic, guys.
Yeah.
Did Paul say a lot of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, just sort of tries to be cool and chill, and it's all extendedly long words all the time.
You're the one that kissed him.
I know, but you know,
Don't look at me like I got off
always
with him.
pick losers, you know.
Oh, no, he's not a loser.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No,
You
I'm
probably won't
joking.
be anyway. What do you
No.
reckon?
I don't know, but I
Okay.
don't ever make the right choice.
What have you got there? Anything nice?
Yeah, the people seem to really have it in for Stuart. I hate the way Stuart constantly stares at people without blinking during conversations. He moves from one person to another, watching them like a hawk. He never blinks. That's from Jeff in Northern Ireland.
See, I genuinely just think that Stuart's actually quite an attentive man. I've only got about 20 seconds left, but what do you...
Well, I guess the kind of the quietness, and also that you'll see a lot of images of kind of him just sitting there thinking, and people just think that's plotting. But if he's, I mean, Bubble is someone, and also Brian, who just says every thought they have, probably too many times. He doesn't say much at all, and that can be taken as kind of plotting, I guess.
Brilliant stuff. OK, more of that in the second half of the show. After the break, Penny will be cooking up a storm. But first, Penny, to camera 2. Is that something we don't know?
Brian has only brought in 3 pairs of pants into the house.
Oh, my word, right? I don't want to get sued by the Thames Water Authority, but something has just burst in that river, and it smells rank. Whew. Welcome back to Big Brother's Little Brother. We're up in our Starlink 17 tower. How about this penthouse view?
It's quite an emotional moment for me, this. I mean, this is the ultimate view. Absolutely.
You're such a Big Brother affair, aren't you?
I'm just going to look in the distance there. Sorry, I had a
See,
special
you're obviously not
moment
TV presenter because you're now looking away from the camera.
Oh, sorry, where is it again?
Look, there we go.
Oh, there we
I'd
go.
like to be joined by Mark Swift, editor of Heat magazine. Paul and Stuart up for eviction. That's obviously the big news today. We can just check out what we're seeing right now. The guys are cooking. Now, it's very interesting that yesterday Penny looked at the shopping list and said that pretty much the only thing they can make their spaghetti bolognese. What are they making today? Spaghetti bolognese. Oh, we just did a bit of sound there, didn't we?
That's allowed?
That's probably no, it's not allowed. So
No,
let's
you
move
didn't
on
hear that.
as fast as we possibly can. Stuart and Paul up for eviction. Was there a surprise in your office?
Not really. I mean, Stuart, I think, has to go. Paul hasn't really done anything to deserve being nominated out. It's fascinating, though, that kind of Stuart is annoying people in the house as much as he is people at home as well. I think it might be quite a resounding victory this Friday.
And what about people in your office? What are they saying? The people in the know?
I mean, they're saying Stuart as well. I mean, Stuart's not popular. We did this thing where we kind of listed all the members of the team and said who we thought the most annoying was. It's actually Narinda that won, but Stuart got a lot of votes as well. But I think Narinda people have a lot more respect for her. We loved the speech she made when Josh came into the house. It was really good because she was really chuffed, but the blokes were really upset.
It's very
by
interesting as well to see that I think Brian, especially so in the last week, has just really brought her out of a shell, and I think she's become more popular. So I think that certainly reflects on our website.
They genuinely are best friends. They really, really get on well together. It's fab to see, actually, because in a house, an environment like that, you need someone you can count on as a friend,
Sure.
I think.
OK, now, last night, housemates fueled by 3 litres of cider. got in the hot tub, and Brian made a shock announcement. Take a look at this.
He does your husband to you. Big kinky.
He is. You're gay.
I would snog a girl right now, and I've made it.
Reminded me.
Why
are you not gay?
A girl right now.
My mother is turning in her grave.
I love the fact Brian's gay and he's saying the Irish mother's turning in the grave about songing a girl. Apart from Lorinda, because that would be the whole matey thing, which who out of the girls do you think would probably go for Brian just for a bit of a laugh?
Amma seems up for anything. I mean, Amma seems to be equally into the boys as the girls, and I think she'd be absolutely up for anything. Possibly Helen as well, who kind of sees it as a bit of a joke. Lorinda would see him too much as a friend, and also I think she's very aware she's got a husband back at home, and I think she's very kind of cautious about how she's seen with him.
Cool, okay, well, this is the rest of the show. Thank you very much. Our talking point today, what winds up the housemates? Lines are still open, 0870 9019 9070, but the lovely Penny is famous for many things. Her supremacy in the kitchen is the one that singled her out. As a special treat today, we present Penny in the kitchen. Or is it out the kitchen? Or is it in the kitchen? Is it out the kitchen?
In the kitchen, out the kitchen, in the kitchen, out the kitchen.
With Penny Ellis.
Well, hello. I'm out of the Big Brother kitchen, but I'm in a kitchen again, which makes me very, very happy. And all I ever wanted in there was just to bake bread and make it look nice and feed them up, you know. So I think you need to know my recipe for the Big Brother bread. So we're going to have a little go at it today. Well, I've slightly warmed the milk up. Okay, it's got a little bit of milk here. I've also got some water in this little blue jug, which someone lent me. And I've got this much flour. Now, I don't use measurements. For one reason, was in the Big Brother house, they gave us a measuring scales that, I don't know, I didn't quite get how to change the thing around and how to measure how much a pound was, etc., etc. So I gave up on it. Also at home, I don't use measurements. I just use spoons of things. So I plonked a load of flour in that I think would make one loaf of bread. So that's that. And then I've got some yeast over here, about a teaspoon and a half, but whatever you want, just chuck it on a bit of plate. Some salt, very important. If you've got sugar, you're very lucky. We didn't have sugar by about the 4th day in the house, so I was making bread without sugar. But once Stuart got into making it, he got very competitive, and his idea of sugar was his boiled sweets that he brought in, and I have some here, some Stuart sweets. So you can buy these in any shop, and just melt one of them down with a bit of hot water, like I did earlier.
Right, Pen.
Hello, where have you been?
Oh, I've been up the tower. Right, let's get cracking in this. Come on, we've got about a minute and a half.
The good thing about this is, the nice thing was you could work in the kitchen with someone who you didn't quite talk with a lot. So,
yeah.
You know,
so what should I start doing?
Well, you need to chuck that flour in there.
Lovely.
And make a little well. Oh, before you make the well, you need to, no, wait a minute. Not with your hands. Look at you.
Sweetheart, I don't know if you heard me. I said we have about a minute and a half.
Oh, right, well, you put that salt in there now.
Lovely.
Yeah, great. Now get that spoon and make a well.
Lovely.
We'll stir it up first, then make a well.
There's a
All right,
well.
now, okay, I'm going to whack this in here because you've got to froth it up. The secret is in getting a real froth on this.
What's that in there then?
That's yeast and the semi-hot milk.
Oh yeah, nice touch.
Right, have you done that? Have you got a well?
Yeah, that's
I've
your
got
well.
to see the bottom of it.
You want to see the bottom
I've got
of
to see the bottom.
It's there.
Right, thank you. Right, keep the bottom open. There we are. We pour some about that much in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Might put a bit more in a minute.
And what we do with
Then
it?
we've got to fold the flour in.
Sure.
Fold it all in, right? If you're making stew... What's that?
That's me doing my
You're always
Italian
humming
making bread.
something, aren't you? You start songs, you never finish them. If you want to add the Stuart sugar,
Yeah.
you can add a bit of Stuart sugar if
Do
we're
that
making
now.
Stuart bread.
Go on then.
Right, okay.
Lovely.
You've got to get really into it. It's a very hard job, okay?
Yeah, go on.
It's a bit like, you know, when they wash clothes down on the riverbed, you know?
Will you
you
bring
can
this in
really
tomorrow?
get into it.
After
like
you've
that.
baked it, will you
No,
bring it in tomorrow?
come on. And this is if you want to make Elizabeth bread, you've got to add these herbs, okay? Or
Rosemary,
any
is
old
it?
herbs. You can grab anything out of a garden.
That'd be rosemary though, wouldn't it?
Anyone's garden, and you chuck them in, okay? But I'm not going to do that now. Right, that's a bit soggy. What do you think?
Okay, should we stick some more of this in?
Yeah, a little bit, not
Okay.
too much. Right, keep going. Really go for it.
Well, I can't, sweetheart.
Get all your
Right,
aggression
'cause
out.
This isn't a kitchen, it's
The
a TV
reason
studio.
bread became so popular in the Big Brother house is you can get all your rage out on it. So this is what I used to do.
Penny, thank
What?
you very much. Bring it
Oh,
over
is that
here.
it?
Bring it over
Oh,
here with us. Yeah.
Okay, all
Go
right.
on.
Oh,
There we
sorry.
go. And that's
Great.
something that
You've
Penny
got to
made
really,
earlier, right? Just for the
really
just for
get
japes
into
and
it.
stuff.
Okay.
But our talking
dear.
point is today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is so disgusting.
dear.
You carry on, Pen. Yeah.
all right,
Our
isn't
talking
it?
point today is what winds you up about the housemates. Should have Fiona on the line from London. Hey, Fiona.
Hello, Doma, how are
How
you?
you doing? Yeah, I'm a bit sticky and messy, but you know, I'm struggling through. What winds you up about the housemates?
I have to say that my petty hate is Paul's nose picking. It is vile.
Why is that? Is it because It's just disgusting, or
It's just hide your finger up the nose game continuously with him, isn't it?
It is funny because apparently he was in the hot tub yesterday, and we've got a little still of him there picking away, and he wasn't.
There you go.
He was. I think he's been going on about how it annoys him. But he was in the hot tub yesterday, and I think he picked his nose about something like 200 times. Someone emailed in.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that might stand?
I was thinking as well that when they played the Black Magic game the other day, they could actually reinvent it as nose magic. And anybody who can tolerate his disgusting habit but has the guts to tell him about it just before he gets a nosebleed wins a prize.
Interesting. Very. Do you think that at all? I mean, you've said earlier on. Thank you very much, by the way, Fiona. You said earlier on, Mark, that Stuart's obviously the favourite. But do you think that Paul's lack of nasal hygiene might stand?
I think that people could imagine. The people watching this could imagine if they were in the house themselves, and we would all do that in an average day or an average week. And I think that people would just think, well, that could be me doing that. I don't think that's reason enough to vote him out. There's far more reasons to vote Stuart out. I think it's fair to say.
Okay, so you don't think people would be that fastidious?
Apart from because he was horrible to lovely Penny, of course, which is another reason.
Stop networking, you two. We have John from Oxford on the line. Hello, John.
Hi, Dermot. Hi, Penny.
Hiya.
I'm glad what goes round comes round for Penny.
Oh, what's that mean? Oh
Is
my
that
God,
good or not? Is that a nice thing to say?
Well, I mean, I'm voting for Stuart anyway this week, I think it was a good thing that it was nominated because I think he'd be the whole soul of the country.
Oh, lovely. Okay, now
my annoying bit is Helen.
Okay, why?
Brian, non-stop.
Okay, you don't need to say much more there. You've not much you can add to that.
And Penny, can I have an autograph, please?
Oh, yeah, all right then. But right now, I'm a bit busy at the moment.
Well,
Wait, so bake me bread, darling.
Just get the details. Thank you very much. Okay, Alison Brum from Birmingham. Please, can you confiscate the guitar off Dean? If I hear him singing one more song, I'll break into that Big Brother house myself and shove it down his throat. Is he after a recording contract or what? Can it be any more obvious? There we go. That's actually him wailing away there.
It's the fact he's so earnest about it, isn't he? He's got the real rock star pose as well. He clearly thinks he's going to be spotted, and the contract's going to come out of it.
It is interesting that I think that's his one Achilles heel, isn't it?
Yeah, he's very much into that. I mean, he's kind of, that's a real thing to him, and he really thinks he's going to be discovered. He wants to stay in longer, not for the money, but so people can hear more of his songs.
I think Stuart's probably having a bit of a laugh there as well. I don't know if it was
Oh my God, is that the same song?
I don't know whether Stuart's hedging his bets. We just got a shot there of Stuart playing his guitar. When you were in the house, did Dean say anything about that, just very briefly?
About what?
About wanting a recording contract?
No. I think that was a stress relief for him,
Okay.
a lot of the time.
Brilliant. Mark, thank you very much for coming.
Cheers,
It's an
thank you.
absolute pleasure.
Thanks
You'll be bringing
very
your bread in
much,
tomorrow.
baby.
It's Brian's birthday tomorrow. He's 23. We'll be celebrating that with him
hooray.
tonight. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Penniless but not poor. E4's back to the Big Brother house live tonight at 11:05. And you can catch up on Channel 4 at 10. Next tonight, Suze has got a geezer interested in As If.